Alright, we're at my shop here. As you can see, that car there, it looks pretty from the outside. It is pretty. The inside, it used to be a drag car. Tried to turn it back into a street car. It's pretty cool. When I look at the inside though, it's all stripped down. Right, Owen? It's got parts inside there. Tubbed out on the rear end of the car. But it's in my shop here. It's not at the house because we're going to put a different shifter. The seats got pushed back in it so that for better weight transfer. This thing had a problem hooking up, and when it did that, it pushed me too far away from that shifter, especially with those harnesses on. But the car is just, it's not, you know, we'll get into this car another day, but it's a 347. It's a naturally aspirated car, put out 526 horsepower. That's the best it did. And that's plenty for that car there. It's got 411s, I believe, in it. I haven't said a 433, I think 411s are in it now. I got this here. It's a Kawasaki. I plan on doing a project with this. It's at the end of my list. But this motorcycle here, that's a GSXR. It's a 93. It's an oil and water cooled 1100. It's actually modified. It's got cams on it. That is a quick bike. But that motor, I plan on going into there. How you like that, Owen? This is what we're here to work on today. This is a 2002 Dodge. It's a 24 valve Dodge. So it's got a 24 valve Cummins in it. This is a VP44 pump, but it's got an extra turbo on it. That top turbo right there is an Aurora 3000. The bottom turbo down there, that is one off my Supra. And that is a 6870 precision dual ball bearing. Everything's to the max on that turbo. That's a good running turbo. This thing's got a stock intercooler on it. I've got a wastegate coming off the back there. The lighting's sort of shitty. There's a wastegate back there. There's, see the tube coming down. The wastegate's back underneath there. But we bought ourselves a new turbo for this. And the only thing is the housing is a little small. I don't know how it's going to work on here. This one here is blowing oil. I don't know if this thing's spinning it too fast, the big one. Just how it works here is, you know, of course you got, you know, coming out of the manifold, which had to be, I modified that twice. But coming out of the manifold, your exhaust gases run through this small one and then out like it would be your downpipe, but that runs directly to the turbo, which I shouldn't even be showing you this because of the lighting, but that's how it works. So this tube coming out is pressurized. All right, this is the compressed air running right up and through that. So for this to have any boost, any air that takes is already compressed coming from the bigger turbo and then slammed back through there. So this is what the setup, they use an Aurora 3000 on ATS setup. That's a journal bearing. Then I think they use like a 72 or 73 millimeter on the bottom side. So I think since that dual ball bearing, I mean, this thing is loud. I think it's over pushing this, and I just rebuilt the turbo for probably the third time. And I've replaced the cartridge twice. This is the third rebuild, and I just think it's out of bounds because it was good, no smoke. I moved over to that because it was just fueling too much. It was getting too much soot. The miles per gallon went down. I rebuilt the turbo, put the 6870 on there. It runs great. I'll show some videos of that. But yeah, it's been a nice truck. It's got 470 plus thousand miles on it. It's got an Allison transmission. So you guys into Dodge trucks, especially the second gen, this is it. It's a pulling truck. We're gonna go ahead and we bought a new turbo, which, walk over here, this is it right here. And it looks like a baby. This is the one that came off the truck originally. Waist-gated, it's a whole set, 35 something. I mean, it's a 57 millimeter Borg Warner billet wheel. That one over there at Roar, that's a cast wheel. But let me see here. But this one is a dual scroll, just like that manifold is. And it's got a billet wheel. And this turbo is pretty cool. The only shitty thing about it, look at this. I mean, the housings, they're pretty close, you know. This has a little bit more meat. And look at that way back there, that little turbine versus this one. But look at the housing. The housings are damn near the same. But look at that, the outlet on that. And this is sort of coned out already. They're about the same. The housing for the turbine itself is bigger on this. It's a bigger turbine, and the wheel. There's the turbine wheel. This can support 650 horsepower in a gasoline application. On a diesel application, you wouldn't probably see, you might see 400 out of this thing, 350 if you're fueling it enough. So that's where I'm worried. Is this going to be, is it going to have enough area when this turbo starts to flow through that little hole? And through this housing on the top part, you know. Now that we've did that bigger turbo, we've got more RPM to play with. So we're gonna lose power on the top end. We're gonna find out. I've got videos of this thing running like a 70 to 100, 110 pull. We could just simply take the time on the clock on the video to see which one's gonna be faster on the top end. With the dual turbos on it now, on the compound setup, it spools up quick. But right now, we're going to make an attachment because we're using this piping right here. And this piping from all the way to the charger, or the intercooler. Going to the intercooler, this size piping, we've got an issue here. Because this piping that I got here versus that hole, we need to fix something there. I mean, that's a huge difference. So we're going to shape a piece of pipe, cut it out, weld it back together, shape it as a funnel, and get it upsized to this pipe. That's what we're going to be doing. We'll see how that goes. We'll keep you informed and keep you in touch. If you like my videos, all these cars you saw here, you know, I just fix shit. That's what I do. I've got a Hayabusa also. I've got videos we put on the Hayabusa. You know, videos on this Dodge. If you're into Dodges, I've put 470,000 miles on this one. I know quite a bit about them. It's got a dually rear end, if you can tell the way the back end's sticking out there. But we got that, and we've got a 2JZ for them people that know what that is. It's a Dodge Cummins, like inline 6, right? You got a Dodge, you got a Cummins motor in it. It's an inline 6. That's what a 2JZ is. It's Toyota's 3-liter inline 6 dual overhead camshafts. That car's fast. That one right there. The Supra, it's a MK3 car. It's a 5-speed R154. I built it right here in the shop and sent it down to class. But if you like, please subscribe and check out my videos. See ya.